Hello everybody, welcome back to Magic Cat Security Tutorials, and today we're going to go over Armitage. Now Armitage, if you're not familiar with it, is basically a GUI front end for Metasploit. So let's open up a system from our lab here. Gotta create a victim first. Okay, there we go, and let's find our old friend Metasploitable. There we go. I'm going to start him up. Alright, now our virtual machine is booted up. This is Metasploitable 2. I haven't gotten around to installing Metasploitable 3 yet, but that's okay, this one works just as good. Alright, so we have our virtual machine booted up. Now let's go over to another desktop, open up the terminal. Okay, now just like Metasploit, like I said, this is just a GUI front end for Metasploit. So just like Metasploit, it needs the database running. Okay, so whoop, can't type here. There we go. So we're gonna sudo up. There we go. Now I'm gonna check to see if it's running first of all. Okay. Okay, that's our command, and nope, it's not running. So bring that command up again, and we're going to change this to start. Let it start up our database. There we go. So now let's check status again. Good, we're running. Okay, so we'll clear that. Now let's go ahead and start up Armitage. Now it should be included in a default install of Kali. And it'll be here in the menu, but don't click on that. Don't use that because it needs to be started as a root user. So we've suited up the root here in our terminal. So we're going to type Armitage, alright, and hit enter. And here it goes, wants to connect to our database. That's good. You want it to do this? Yes, you do. And don't worry about all this stuff. It'll give you warning. Just ignore it. It's fine. Now, first it's going to say connection refused. Don't freak out. This takes a minute. You see, it's using Java for this. Now it's connecting to the database. Getting local address. That's all good. Fetching exploits. And there we go. I'll give it a minute to load everything up inside the GUI. You can see over here it's already got all of our modules like it does in Metasploit. This is a little search bar here. Okay, I'll be showing you that in just a few moments. You'll get your regular Metasploit prompt here in a moment. show up right down here. There it is. Okay, being a little bit sluggish, I don't know why. Now, you can normally do all your searching and all this stuff within Armitage, just like you would in Metasploit. But I'm going to do a little quick cheat here, because for the sake of the tutorial, so we don't take too long to get to the point. Net Discover, okay, is, if I haven't shown you this before, it's excellent for searching your network just for IP addresses. Do interface, and in this case we're using our Ethernet, and then you do the range, so your IP range, and I'm in my little lab in my office where I have a separate modem that runs these internal IP addresses. That's why I've been using these over and over. What does it say? You got 32.1 and then /24, and you let Net Discover go through, and it's going to find all my little smart devices and all I have here in the office. Now you see this one? That's your Metasploit system. That's your virtual box. That odd thing there when you see that. So we followed across, it's 148, okay? So we know that IP address now. Now whoop. Yes, that's what I meant. Thank you. Okay, so now we need our IP address, and our IP address is, here we go, 192.147. So they're 148, we're 147. Okay, so clear that now, and we'll just leave that open in case we need it again. But you could do that here if you wanted to, but just to simplify things for you, I use something different so you don't get all confused. Alright, now it looks pretty blank right now. We need to fill our hosts. So we're going to go here to Nmap Scan, and we're going to use Quick Scan OS Detect. Okay, and then I put in the IP range, 192.168.32.1/24. Okay, and it would search through and populate it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you can see all the triggers and everything that it uses for Nmap right here. And you know, Nmap, this will take just a few moments, so I may jump ahead in the video. Okay, so our Nmap scan just populated, and there it populated this. This tells you have attacks menus now on the host that it found. And we're going to go straight over to where we need to be. Alright, so 148. Let's do services. My goodness, look at all these services we have here. Isn't that interesting? All kinds of stuff. Alright. Pro FTP, VSFTP, MySQL and Postgre running. All kinds of goodies. Alright. Now, we do know, this is us, but this is our attack Metasploitable. This is our attack system. That's the system that's going to be our victim. It's our little Metasploitable machine that's running over here. Okay? We found the IP address, so we know which one we want to look. Normally you'd scan through these and you find which one you're going to attack. You notice it shows you the operating systems. So here's a phone. That's probably my cell phone sitting next to me, because it's also logged into my office router. And you can right click, and like I said, I showed you services. You can do another scan. You can, if it misnames it, you can tell it which host it's supposed to be. Okay. You can remove a host if you want to. Like if I say, okay, I don't want this one on here, I can go host, and I can say remove host, and it'll pop that one out of there. Okay, but now we're going to go to this one, Now, we found out from a previous scan that I actually don't see the, let's do a refresh here. I actually don't see it, the port showing on here, but I know it's in there from our previous tutorial. We know we found an IRC server running, and so we know it has an Unreal. So I type in the search bar Unreal, and look, it pops up automatically for our exploit. I'm going to bring this out so it's easy. IRC backdoor. Excellent, right? So now here's how I would use it for this host. I take this, click on it, and drag it, and drop it right on that host, and then I get this window. And you can open this up a little bit if you want to. Give yourself a little space. Now, it's automatically, since we're choosing it and everything, it's automatically filling in the remote host and the local host. It's got the port, the remote port, so it's everything it needs to be. You can do advanced, it shows you a bunch of extra stuff, but this is the pertinent stuff that you need. You can go here and it tells us exactly what this particular module will do. And we want it to connect using a reverse connection, right? So we're going to hit launch. And then it's going to launch the exploit over here. And it's going to town, and look. Now this is what the icon looks like because we actually have captured the machine. We're in there now. So it'll open us to a backdoor just like it did on a regular Metasploit. Okay. This is not quite as powerful and as limited. As unlimited as using Metasploit. You're a little bit limited on some of the stuff you can do using Armitage. But like I said, if you're starting out, this is a good little starter to start with. And let's see, I believe we have a command shell now. No, it's not showing it's connecting. Let's see. Let's do sessions. There we go. So the sessions, I to interact, and session 1. Starting interaction. Because we know it got a session started, see? So we're just telling it, alright, we want to interact with that session now. Okay, so now let's do ls. Alright, it hasn't quite connected yet. Like I said, my network's being a bit sluggish today. And while we're waiting on that, I can show you. You can do a new connection here. You have preferences set up in it. You can decide whether you want a graph view or a table view. This is a graphical view. You can select the rank of the exploits that you want it to go to. It's showing mainly the great ones now. Set up a SOX 5 proxy if you want. Listener. You can see you can set up the local host if you've got one or more connections. It's got a script section you can check too. Look at your credentials, your downloads, your jobs, your loot. I can say jobs, and it shows our job right now that we're working on. Okay. Keeps everything in tabs here. I can still look at my in-map stuff. I can still look at the services that we did, console, jobs. Okay. And if we go to attacks, well, host first. You got all types of different in-map scans you can do. Comprehensive, Metasploit framework scan, DNS enumeration. You can do find attacks, so I can tell it find attacks on that one. Okay, and see, it's got a shell here now. I can tell it interact. Here's our interactive shell, ls. There we go. And we can, once again, go back and see what we got. Okay, go back again. See what we got. And we're up here to where act is, and we can go see act. Okay, and then open that up, and we're into the X system. And once again, I can look through this and find the shadow file. Just like we did in the last one. Oh, there it is right there. There's our shadow file. And if I wanted to, I could, like I said, I could upload a malicious file to this if I wanted to. Alright. Pass on the session, post modules, services, I can do rescan for that. So, you know, it's very intuitive. You even have some tutorials here. Okay. And go to the home page, what have you. But it's pretty straightforward. So that's Armitage. And we can even do a login here. Like, we happen to know that our user from when we open the shadow file, MSF admin, and his password is MSF admin. So let's try a telnet show. Look at there, we're logged in. Okay, so we can actually send commands through telnet now if we want to also, because that's wide open. Alright, so, and you can spit out reports from here, you know, it'll save your information. Alright, pass session. Yeah, so we'll create a reverse TCP shell, blah blah blah. So, you know, all kinds of goodies, just like you would with Metasploit. Just not quite as quick or as powerful as Metasploit itself is. You can kind of fly around on Metasploit and get a bit more done. But if you're starting out, Armitage is a great way to start out using it, figuring out what to do where. And you can search for all kinds of stuff. I can tell it FTP, so it brings up all the different FTPs, exploits and auxiliary. See, here's your auxiliary stuff. And scroll down, fuzzers, scanners, blah blah blah. Then into exploits, it's got the Pro FTP. Telnet access. So there's at least 3 or 4 other ways we can connect. Like here's I believe this is the exact service of Pro FTP or VSFTP. I mean 234. Yep. So there's a backdoor in that. So I could actually do this, and that's already set up. And I could say use a reverse connection, and we'd probably get a backdoor here. Oh, we didn't set the payload, so we could have set the payload on that. And anything that you do, in fact, I'll go ahead and do that again just to show you what it's talking about here. Yeah, anything that you do on this, like I can tell it set reverse connection, show advanced options, and you can find where the payload is in here, and you can double click in here and you can change the what's in the box to whatever you're going to use. I see disable payload handler. Like I said, no, let's use the payload handler. So 0 is negative. If I change it to 1, then it's not false anymore, it's true. Okay? So I can tell it disable payload handler, but we don't want to do that, right? So take advanced way and it goes back. Alright, so it's pretty straightforward. Alright, hope that in fact we already got we got a command shell on that now. So it did connect. Yeah, so we have 3 shells open now to our remote system that we could play around with and do all kinds of damage if we wanted to. Alright, so that gives you an idea. Hope you learned some things. Be sure to like and subscribe. Definitely appreciate new subscribers and the likes. That helps a lot. So, and I'll continue to do more tutorials for you. Yeah, if you have any requests, let me know in the comments. Thank you and have a great day.